latex and teeth. Within a matter of a few short hours, the scent had grown unbearable. The spoiled egg yolk coloring of the walls didn't help. A persistent feeling of nausea followed him wherever he wandered within the small facility. He could have been at home sleeping, but he was here instead. The call came in just when he was heading to bed. "I got a location that needs security ASAP," the boss had said. Will had already turned down two other sites earlier in the week, and if he turned down another, he could kiss his job goodbye. There was also his living situation. His roommate was a nice guy, but Will was already behind on the rent, and he didn't think that kindness would last if he delayed any longer. From the moment Will received that call, he knew he didn't have a choice. It baffled him, however. Who goes to the dentist at midnight? On second thought, what dentist office is open 24 hours? None of it made any sense to him, but he pushed it out of his mind. He needed to get paid, and that's all that mattered. The facility was small, with only 6 seats lined up in a tight rectangle in the middle of the waiting room. Behind a glass window, separated from the area, slept the only receptionist in the office. Will didn't even know what the woman looked like because she'd been face down asleep since he arrived. From her frame, he guessed she was elderly and wise. At least, wise enough to choose a cushy job like this to spend her nights. Tired of just standing, Will walked to the small water fountain to grab himself something to drink. A strange song was emanating from the examination room in the back. The singer blurted a series of high-pitched discordant notes that made Will feel uncomfortable. Will was about to head back to his post when he heard someone call him from that very room. He turned and saw a man wearing an all-white lab coat and thick framed glasses leaning out of the room. The man flashed a toothy smile and gestured for Will to come over. Curious, Will approached. "Hey there, young man," greeted the smiling stranger. "What's up?" replied Will. "You're security for the night, right?" "Yeah, I am. You a dentist?" "That's right," the man responded, flashing bright chalky teeth. "I'm the only one here." "I figured. You picked an interesting time to have this place open." The man laughed. "I do my best work late at night. It's the only time of the day where I can really focus." "I feel you, but there ain't much work for you to do if you don't have any patience." The strange man stared at Will for a few seconds, smiling. "Yeah, it is a slow night," the man agreed. "Say, it must be pretty boring out there with no one to really keep an eye on." Will chuckled and responded, "It's alright, easy money." "I bet. But why not make money and get something more out of your time? Why don't you come in for a tooth cleaning?" The suggestion caught Will off guard. Nah, man, I'm good." "Isn't that illegal or something?" Will asked. "You out here handing out free medical services and stuff?" "I'm not telling if you're not," the man responded. "Come on. When's the last time you had someone check on your teeth? Years, I bet. I won't charge you. I'm bored too, you know. I might as well get some practice in. Besides, by the time I'm done, your shift should be over." "What if someone comes in? Y'all need security out there." The man laughed. "Trust me, no one's coming." Will stood there, contemplating the offer. "It's been a minute since I've been to the dentist. Shift's almost over anyway." "Alright, why not?" "Wonderful! Will, right?" "Yeah, you?" The man pointed at the name on his coat. Dr. Dimitri Tucker. In the examination room, the doctor instructed Will to sit in his specialized seat. The room would have been completely dark if it weren't for the pale orange light emanating from the examination lamp. The noxious smell of latex was stronger in here than it had been out in the waiting area. Will did his best to hide his disgust. Dr. Tucker sat next to him, his face taking on a strange countenance in the orange glow. Now, being only a few inches away, Will noticed something very peculiar. The glasses the doctor wore had no lenses. Before Will could ask about that, the doctor spoke. "Are you comfortable?" Yeah, I am, replied Will. Good, said the doctor. In his hands were a pair of strange instruments, which we'll assume were for scraping off plaque and other nasty things. The doctor began probing his teeth. After a few seconds, Will could taste a hint of blood. No, no, don't move now. These instruments are very sharp and you can hurt yourself. It's just a little bit of blood. Perfectly normal, Dr. Tucker reassured, flashing a bright orange smile. In spite of the reassurance, Will felt his heart tossing and turning inside his chest. Has it really been that long since I've seen the dentist? I need to chill. Metal scraped against bone, sending dizzying vibrations through his jaw and into his brain. He could taste the doctor's rubbery fingers on his tongue as they brushed against every hidden crest and valley. Saliva tinged with blood slowly oozed down the sides of his mouth. Uh-oh, someone made a little messy poo, the doctor joked. Using an odd suction device, Dr. Tucker sucked up the fluids that had built up in Will's mouth. Then, using a moist cloth, wiped the sides of Will's face. Now, we have to be more careful, said the doctor. Do you have a girlfriend, Will? The question caught Will by surprise. Laughing, the doctor said, It's okay, Will. I know you can't talk with me working on your teeth and all. I'm just curious. Any worthwhile girl probably wouldn't want their boyfriend's shirt covered in blood, right? Not sanitary, and also a little questionable. Dr. Tucker began rinsing his mouth with a specialized hose. We have to keep things hygienic, Will. Any good dentist will tell you that. Will felt his gums start to numb. Is the water too cold? Dr. Tucker asked. Will nodded his head, accidentally swallowing some of the water. Don't move! Shouted the doctor with a red-faced fury that almost caused Will to leap from his seat. I'm sorry, the smile returning to the man's face, but it's really important that you not move. Will was frozen. You see, I once had this patient who needed some cavities filled. A teenager. Not too far from what you look to be about. From the moment he stepped into my office, he already had a mean look in his eyes. Apparently, his mother had forced him to come in. Being the professional that I am, I was very courteous with him, shaking his hand, making eye contact, allowing him to speak. The works. He didn't care about any of it. In my chair, he had the audacity to whine and moan about everything I was trying to do. He was trying to ruin my work. I tried to warn him. I told him, sit still. Sit still. I had the drill, but he wouldn't stop. He squirmed, shook, fought. The water was pouring out of Will's mouth. It was too much. He was choking. Will got up, pushing the doctor away. What? Coughing. What the hell, bro? You almost drowned me. I'm so sorry, Will. I got too carried away. Please, let me... Nah, I'm good, Will interrupted. I'm out of here. You're freaking crazy, man. As Will stormed out of the office and headed towards the exit, he heard Dr. Tucker call his name. He turned and saw the man standing in the hallway, beaming underneath a pale fluorescent light and brandishing a wide, toothy smile. One more thing, Will, he said. Don't forget to floss. Will left the site as fast as he could. A few days later, while browsing through social media, Will discovered something that shook him to the core. It was a news article detailing the murders of two employees at a dental clinic. The very dental clinic he was assigned to the other night. One of the victims was an elderly woman who worked as a receptionist for the office. Her body had been found slumped over her desk. At first, authorities thought the woman was asleep, but upon closer examination, they realized that the woman had been murdered. From the marks around her neck, they concluded that the woman had been strangled from behind. The other victim was the owner of the clinic, Dr. Dimitri Tucker. His body was found naked in an alley behind the facility. The man had also been strangled. No suspects had been identified. Police advised that the residents of the area be cautious when walking alone at night. When he finished reading, Will sat back in his chair, stunned. He reflected on his time with the doctor, wondering if he should have been a little nicer to the man. Yeah, he was strange, but this, this was too much. Will returned his attention to his computer and scrawled to the very end of the article. There were photographs of the victims prior to their death. Will jumped out of his seat, skin paling, his breath shallow and frantic. Next to Dr. Dimitri Tucker's name was a photo of a man with thick frame glasses. A man Will did not recognize.